Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brew with, yes, your girl Germaine. And give me a second because I am turning my ringer off, which I'm always late with this, but I do not want the phone to ring in the middle of our coffee break. So, okay, there we go. How's everybody doing out there? It is getting cold, as you can see. I have my scarf on. It is getting cold up north. Yes. And not just up north. I heard it's colder in some southern states than it is up here in the north where I'm at. But nevertheless, I hope everybody's doing good. Today we have another coffee brew for you, which is Your Story is Still Being Written. Coming from a publisher, don't end too soon. Tell your full story, right? All right. But we're going to get into this a little bit. So if you are joining in, oh, I forgot to start my YouTube, my Instagram. Hold on. Let me get this started over here. I don't know. Today's Veterans Day. And you know what? I need a day off. Hold on. I don't know why this is not allowing me to start. I'm trying to. Oh, I haven't even started. All right, guys. I don't know what's happening. Good morning. Hold on. I am trying to get what is going on? My Instagram to start. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brew with, yes, your girl Germaine. And give me a moment. I'm trying to get my Instagram live to start. And for some reason, it is not allowing me to let it go live. So hold on. Let me see what's going on here and why I can't get Instagram to go live. I get a lot of people chiming in from Instagram. So what is happening here today? Um oh my goodness, let's see what's happening with everything. I don't what's happening with everything here. Here we go. It's one of those days. Isn't it Veterans Day? Shouldn't I be taking a day off? Huh? All right, let me get it together. I feel a little discombobulated. Don't know why my Instagram is not allowing me to hit this. There. Nope, that's not it. Bear with me one second because I do want those to be able to chime in to Instagram. Um, I do, because Instagram, there's a lot of people over there that do follow me. So let's see what's going on with Instagram. And then, all right, I'm going to just reinstall it real quick. And then, you know what? Everybody can join in. Is that fair enough? I hope so. So while everybody's coming in, hey, let me know what you're drinking today. I am still, on my, I'm doing a quick cappuccino for today's brew. You know, it's a little easier than mixing all that stuff in for coffee. Not that I don't miss my coffee, because I do, but today it's cappuccino. All right. So, all right, Instagram is coming up momentarily. Thank you so much for your patience and giving me a moment. I do want everybody to be able to join in on today's coffee break. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this works. Okay, you know what? I went through all that and still nothing. It's still not coming up. Oh, Instagram, what is going on with you? Do you not want to join in on the conversation today? Is that the issue? Okay. Don't know. But you know what? I'm not going to hold you long. Got a busy schedule today, but I definitely wanted to stop by so we can share in this coffee break while I still try to pull up the Instagram. Okay, Instagram's not wanting to come in. I'm sorry, guys. Um, yeah, it's definitely not wanting to connect. Okay, here we go, though. Let's get into this message today. So, today's brew on Morning Brew with Germaine is your story is still being written. Are you in what chapter of your story are you writing right now? Okay, so let's get into this, okay? Don't edit your life mid chapter. There's so much more to tell. Yeah. So, too often we want to quit when the story gets hard. I'm guilty of that. Sometimes you just want to check out, and it's okay sometimes, but don't end there. There's more to your story. When the pages feel messy or the plot doesn't make sense, like, why is this happening to me? What is going on today? Why does it feel so hard today than it has in the past days? Please don't let this be an indication of what's in front of me, right? You know, every great story has tension, trials, and turning points. Keep that in mind. You can't see the full masterpiece if you stop reading too soon. Greatness isn't found in the easy chapters. It's nice having them, but greatness isn't found in the easy chapters. It's revealed in the ones that test your faith, your endurance, and belief in your purpose. Okay. I know sometimes right now, people are in a chapter that they probably wish they weren't in some cases. I'm not saying everybody, but some people are probably in one of those chapters that's causing a lot of tension, friction, trials, tribulations, turning points, and it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable at all. And you would rather be sitting somewhere else, doing something else. So, your current chapter may not look like the promise, but it's preparing you for it. You know, in life, things just don't come easy. I know sometimes you can look at people and you can think they got it so easy, but you never know what one's journey has been to get to where they are. And I'm quite sure if you spoke to them, they'll tell you they had to go through some stuff to end up where they are. And so keep turning the pages. Your breakthrough is being written in real time. Make sure you're documenting it. Get a journal, document it electronically, videotape it, whatever you have to do, but make sure you're documenting your story. All right, guys. So let's pour a little into purpose. And I'm still trying to get my YouTube working. I reset it and everything, and nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. For some reason, I cannot get this. Hold on, because I feel real bad because I do have quite a few people that do chime in on Instagram and they may have to watch it on a different format today. Go over to YouTube to Morning Brew with Germaine and try to chime in there, okay? All right. So let's move into our Pour into Purpose segment. Don't judge your story too early. Mm-mm. The rough drafts are part of the masterpiece. Keep that in mind. And you know what? You may have several different rough drafts. You may have a garbage pail full of balled up, crinkled up paper, you know, if you're writing it, or you may have strike throughs if you're doing it electronically. But these are just rough drafts. All right. The masterpiece is on its way. What feels like rejection may actually be redirection. Yeah. So, with that, rejection, you know, what feels like rejection, it could be a blessing for you. But I know sometimes we get into these pain positions, or we don't like feeling pain, or we don't like feeling rejection, point blank. But could it be the very thing that's needed at that moment so it can redirect you and put you on the right path? Think about it. That's all I'm saying. Just think about it. Give yourself some grace. Growth doesn't happen in one chapter. No, life. And life is happening right now for a lot of people. You know, the phrase life is lifing. Life is lifing. Yes, it is. So, With that, give yourself some grace. Okay, you're not going to get everything in the first chapter that you write. No, that's why there's chapters in a book. Okay, and everything doesn't happen in the first chapter. There's a journey that's that's a part of it. So let's continue to pour a little more into purpose. Every delay has a plot twist. Every delay has a plot twist. Yeah, I'm still talking about your story. Your story. I'm still talking about this is your story and it's still being written. Okay. So think about it. Hmm. Every delay has a plot twist. Let's get a little more into that. Delays don't deny destiny, they develop it. So just because right now, I know you may be at a place right now in your story that it's like, why am I going through this season right now? What is happening in this season right now? What am I to get out of this right now? You know, or you feel like it's being delayed and is being held up. And it's, you know what, maybe we're just being developed in this moment, in this season. So it feels like it's taking a little longer. Maybe think about it. I want you to think about it. I want you to begin to look at your story differently. I want you to begin to look at your story, maybe utilizing some of these point of purpose segments that we talk about, the different things to challenge you on your thought process. And maybe there's a whole different vantage point you could see it from. Hmm, I don't know. Try it. Right? You may get some different results out of it. Okay. All right. So let's look at this even more. Hidden seasons often produce the deepest strength. Hidden seasons, you know, those things you cannot see. Are you in one of those hidden seasons right now? And you want to see, you want to be able to put a name to some things, you want to be able to figure out some things, but maybe it's just not time for it to be revealed to you. But don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. Right now, it's just going a little deeper, maybe. Maybe it's just trying to get you to be aware of a little more that you may possess. You know, there's a little more down in there. I don't want you to just be surface. I want you to dig a little deeper, to really get the strength that is yours to have. So don't give up too soon. Not in the middle of a chapter, you know? Yeah, it's going to be hard. Hey, but it's that masterpiece that you're molding and you're shaping and you're, you know, discovering along this journey. So trust that purpose is unfolding when you're in these places, even in the pauses. Are you in a pause right now? For some reason, I don't know. I just felt like I was in a pause right now. Like, okay, I know things are being held up. Okay, I'm going to just wait patiently through this, but I'm going to continue to work, right? I'm going to continue to do the work because I know that the story is still being written. And this is only going to make a stronger testimony, you know, in that whole waiting season, right? All right, let's pour a little more. So keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. Someone's waiting for your ending. This is a big world that we live in, you know, and sometimes we're all in our little bubbles, you know, we don't see beyond what's in our nucleus, our space, and stuff like that. Some people may have never even ventured out their local community. And there's a whole world out there, right? And some people may have, you know, really discovered the globe, different places to really broaden their territory, their imagination, just knowing there's so much more out there. So think about all the people because of your story and what you're going through and what you may have endured. Think about all the people that will probably never cross your path. And the only way they will is through a distribution outlet and they discover your story. And your story was the very thing they had been praying for, they had been waiting on. And wow, somehow some events in their life got them to a place where they were able to discover your story. And it changed their life. And they may never have the opportunity of meeting you, of getting to know you. So, good morning, chosen Sanders. Um, so, continue to write your story. Do not give up writing your story because you don't know who's waiting. And I know at some points the plot twists is harder than you need it to be, and all you want to do is say enough already. Being a publisher, having the honor and the privilege of working with so many different new authors that have found the courage to say, I'm going to write and share my story. So being able to really be a part of their journey, it's been such a blessing because their stories have been inspiration, even for me being on the other side, helping to birth their stories out into the ecosystem, into the universe, for others to be able to be blessed by their stories. And so I don't know, I'm just so attracted to one story. I love seeing the development of one story. And a lot of times some stories in book form have to come in more than just one book. I'm working with an author who is scheduled to come on Friday, who's been on our show before early on, but now she just released her third book. And Diana Knox Cooper. So she will be joining us on Friday for Morning Brew. This is to talk about the new book that hit the Amazon bestseller list. So she's super excited about that. But there's so much she's going to share about her journey and how people across the globe have been healed by her sharing the power of her story. I just get chills thinking about it because being able to take this journey with her over the last, I want to say like 15 years, she's been a part of the HOV publishing family. And so I've been able to see the growth, the challenges, and just really the healing process that she's gone through. I get so encouraged, even in her event she just had, that we're going to talk more about just what miraculously happened even at that event. So I'm not going to give it away. You got to come in on Friday and tune in for Authors Brew Friday and let her tell her story, right? But the power of your story, you never know who's waiting for the ending. So that's why you can't stop. All right. Your preservation gives others permission to hope again. Absolutely. Absolutely. And right now, we are in a time people need hope to know that they can make it to tomorrow. And then the next day. And then the next day. Yeah. The testimony isn't complete until you finish the chapter. You got to continue to go through it so you can share that testimony, right? You can share that book. You can share your story. So, my encouragement to you is don't stop. Go through. You were designed, you were equipped to go through because God knew your story and who was going to be changed by it. So hold on, hang in there. And I know some stories are hard to have to relive through. Yeah, they are. But I admonish you, I commend you for being able to stick in there and to share your truth and to have the courage to set yourself free by putting the words to paper and then taking it a step further and sharing it with the world for someone to be blessed by all that you have endured. Yeah, thank you in advance. And I'm here if you ever need a publishing partner to hold your hand and walk you through the process of how to get this story out to the masses and you still own your intellectual property 100% because it's your story. I didn't live it. I didn't walk in your shoes to develop this story. This is all you. So, all right, your story might be the survival guide someone else needs. That's exactly what I was saying, pretty much. You never know who's waiting, who needs that blueprint to help them navigate through this thing called life. But The choice is yours. I do understand everybody will never put their story out there in the marketplace, and it's definitely their choice. And there's so many ways that you can show up and share your story also. Doesn't necessarily have to be in written format. The reason I like taking your story, putting it in a book, publishing it, because it becomes part of your legacy. You know, the books are still here long after we're gone. Think about it. Your family can still be blessed from your story being told. But how many of your family members are able to even know your story? Because I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of their loved ones have no idea of what their story, their parents' story, their grandparents' story is, and vice versa. Children, who have stories, who may have endured and gone through some things, and the parents may never know. So, yeah, the power in one story. Everyone has one. All right, so this is a time that we all can join in. Reflection questions. So, in the reflection questions, I like to give questions that you can take away with you. And so, um, all right, so let's look at this, right? Have I been trying to edit a season that's meant to shape me? Who? Yep, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to feel that. So, yes, I'm trying to edit that, right? Is that you? Okay, guys, think about that question. Think about that question. Have I been trying to edit a season that's meant to shape me? In other words, to make me better, to mold me, to prepare me for my next steps. So, you might not want to edit that too soon. You might want to go through it because right now you don't know what's going to be on the other side of it. You don't know the joy you may have, You don't know the blessings that may come with you, with it. But if you cut it off too soon, you could miss out on all that, right? All right, this is another question. If someone were reading my story, what would I want them to see in how I handle the hard parts? Let me read that one more time. If someone were reading my story, what would I want them to see in how I handle the hard parts? Okay, those are questions that I'm just going to leave with you for you to ponder over, think about, and then hopefully you'll answer them, right? Okay. All right, guys. So we're going into our final sip. I told you this was not going to be a long morning brew, but we're going into the final sip. But once again, I always like to thank those that have partnered with me in the community, outside the community, those that have sewn into the vision of Morning Brew with Germaine. I appreciate you so much, even for those that's coming in the future that just don't know just yet, right? So, but always like to give an opportunity for someone to receive their blessings, because I definitely don't want to be a part of stopping anyone from their blessings. So if you find that for as little as $1 a day, you just want to support Morning Brew with Germaine, you can go over to Morning Brew with Germaine on our platform, buymeacoffee.com/morning brew with Germaine. And for as little as $1, you can support the platform and the growth of the platform, as well as being able to give back to the community. Every year I always select one person that I like to pour into their story to be able to help them bring their story to life and to the global audience. And so, with that, you know, it comes from somewhere. First of all, it comes from the heart, because I am truly one that loves the story of others and being able to help them manifest that on a larger platform if that's what they choose to do. Um, but with that being said, it's there. And I thank you all that do support, even by showing up is support. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of the Morning Brew with Germaine family. And stay tuned, because there are a lot of things happening over here. There's a lot of things happening. So, um, And if you are someone that has a story and you want to be able to know how to share your story, then make sure you stop by hovpub.com. That's our publishing website. You can fill out an assessment form and you too can be able to start your journey of publishing your story. And so I would love to be a part of your journey with you. All right. All right. So once again, tomorrow is Mixed Blend Wednesdays, and I'm going to be mixing it up because we're coming into the holiday season. I really just want to take this Wednesday and I want to highlight some authors that have been a part of the Hope of Vision publishing family. They are part of the Morning Brew family. And I really want to just highlight and share some of their stories and maybe read a few passages from their books and then make it available for you to purchase it as well for the holiday season. It could be a great stocking stuffer. It could be great. The children's books for really helping to teach and educate our young minds. So definitely make sure you stop by tomorrow for Morning Brew. All right. All right. So as we come to the final sip, let's bring it on in. So your story isn't over. Remember, it's evolving, it's continuing, it's moving forward, right? The pen is still in God's hand, and every pause, plot twist, and page turn is working towards a greater ending. So don't close the book on yourself too soon. Keep showing up, keep writing. The next chapter holds revelation, redemption, and reward. So don't end it before you get there. Keep writing it. So, you know how we do. You know what? I did make my cappuccino and I forgot I had brewed it. And right now we're at the sip slow. Oh, it's a good thing I did let it sit because now I can drink it. It's not too hot. So, in this sip slow, I always like to leave maybe three call to actions that I want to leave with you. Trust the process, even when you can't predict the plot. Keep writing through the rough drafts, they lead to refinement. And remember, the best stories are written by those who didn't quit. Okay? All right. Well, on that note, I hope I will see you tomorrow for Morning Brews so we can dive into a lot of the stories from the authors that have been a part of this journey with me that has helped to make HOV publishing a reality. So I hope to see you here tomorrow on Mixed Blend Wednesdays as we mix it up. Hello, Bernetta Green. Thank you for chiming in right before we are closing out. So I know you were probably watching from a distance. So I appreciate you and I love you. So thank you for chiming in. And for all those, I do apologize for those on Instagram. For some reason, I just could not connect it today. It wasn't connecting. And in situations like that, always go over to YouTube. Go to YouTube and join the channel, the community at Morning Brew with Germaine, and help us to continue to grow. Okay. Whatever format works best for you. We try to make it easy and we try to make it available everywhere. So thank you so much. Love you all. Continue to be safe out there. And I'll see you tomorrow for coffee break if you're available. Bye now.